welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this video. Please give the lovely Cosmic Tingles a warm welcome to my channel. She is my fiance. We've been together for 12 years. And I would say that ufology, alien concept of aliens in general has been a huge part of our relationship and part of what brought us together in the first place. Would you agree with that?
Yes. We talked about it on our first date. And even before that, we were talking about it in emails. Because we met on a dating app. We met on
bunnyoffish.com.
Yeah. So we were talking about it from the beginning, all everything weird.
Yeah, we really bonded over paranormal things. Our first date was to a haunted restaurant, which was really cool. And I scared her as she was coming out of the bathroom, and she almost screamed. Anyway, alright, back to the video. So this video is going to be about or I guess both of our personal UFO/UAP experiences. UFO is the old term. UAP, what does this stand for? Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to start from the beginning and then work all the way up to the present. We've had a ton, and these are just some of the highlights, some of the more notable experiences. Do you have anything to add?
I just want to say hi to all your fans. And thank you for having me. And I'm excited to do this video.
We're both very excited. This is something we've wanted to do for a long time. Alright, so my first UFO experience, I'm just going to say UFO. I know it's UAP now, but I'm just going to say UFO.
I prefer UFO.
Was at Rutgers University. I was with a bunch of dudes skating on top of a parking deck. It was the middle of the night. We were probably stoned, if not on mushrooms. But we were all doing it, and we all saw this. It looked like a wheel in the sky with like a center dot and then spokes coming out of it in all directions, and it was like spinning, and it was huge.
You know, that makes me think of the Ophanum.
Really?
Yeah, the biblical angels, Ophanum. They're also called thrones, where they're seen as big wheels in the sky.
So
It's like that song too. The wheels in the sky keep on.
oh yeah.
I don't know.
So we don't know what it was, but it was crazy. It was huge. We all saw it. We were all staring at it, and we're like, what the heck is that? And then I forget what happened, whether it like shot away or like slowly went out of sight. But we left. We went back to my buddy's house. So we looked up local news to see if anybody said anything, and there was a local radio station that had an article on it, and it said, strange light in the sky over New Brunswick, New Jersey. Lots of police reports, like people wondering what's going on.
How big was it?
From where we were standing, maybe like this big, but it was, pretty far away. So like maybe it was maybe like the size of the moon, like
Okay.
pretty big,
Okay.
like big, and it was pretty far away in the sky, but like it was pretty big.
If the sky was a clock, at what time was it at? Like, what part of the sky? Like straight up, or more at the horizon?
It was maybe like 30 degrees above the horizon.
I don't know what that means.
Like here's the horizon. It was like up there. It wasn't like up here.
Okay, so like 10 o'clock.
It was like fairly in front of us. It wasn't super high up in the sky.
Okay. What color was it?
It was like golden white light.
Wow.
It was like like yellowy golden.
That sounds
big,
beautiful.
like a big wheel.
You told me the story a long time ago.
That was part of what we bonded over.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's seen aliens, yo, he must be cool. So yeah, but then the next day, so that was at night. We all left. We all went to bed. The next day, that story was scrapped from their website, and there were no stories or anything about it online the next day. So that was pretty interesting.
Very interesting.
It was a cover-up.
Probably just swamp gas.
Good old swamp gas. Alright, the next one. So Kayla and I met maybe a year and a half after that experience. In 2012, right?
I think so.
Yeah, in February of 2012. And this maybe happened, what was it? It was my birthday?
No, it was our 6-month anniversary.
Okay, so it was in August that year.
Yeah, that sounds
6th
right.
month anniversary. We'll insert a picture if we can find it. So it's our 6th month anniversary. We went down the shore to, do you remember what beach?
Maybe like San Diego.
It was one of the closer beaches, like the more northern beaches. I remember. Yeah, it was probably San Diego or like Long Branch or something like that.
I think it was San Diego.
Okay. So we were vibing. We were having a good time. I remember having a really nice time that day.
We brought beer to the beach.
Oh yeah, we had a couple beers.
And there was some kind of takeout that you recommended, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah. And I was wearing a dress that my Nana got me.
Oh yeah. Just a good day. And then we look off in the distance and we see some lights in the sky. I think it was 3 lights, right?
Yes.
3 lights in like a big triangle formation in the sky, pretty far away. But then they started shifting positions, like they would swap spots.
And blink in and out.
Yeah, they would like disappear, reappear.
So sometimes it's just one, sometimes it's 2, and then sometimes all 3, and shifting around different positions. It was upshore from us.
North.
It was north, and it was sunset, so the sky was very pink.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
We watched it for so long.
We watched it for at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then we don't know how it like disappeared because we had to leave.
Yeah.
It was going on for a long time.
Because we still had to drive home.
We
Or we're getting
did
hungry.
some video and tried to take pictures, but it wasn't coming up on camera.
Yeah, this was like in the older days of cell phone cameras, so they weren't that good yet. And even like if you've ever tried to take a picture of a light far away with your camera, it's just not very easy.
Mm-hmm.
So then the craziest part of all this, that was pretty crazy, and we were stoked on it. We were talking about it the whole way home. And then we got home, and she goes to post the video.
Well, it was a couple days later.
Okay, a couple days later.
It was after my waitressing shift at the mall. I was in my car in the parking lot, and this was the only time my phone ever did this. It was an Android phone. I was like, forget it. Like, I'm just gonna be real on Facebook. Whatever relatives are gonna see it, I don't care. And I went to go hit post, like a picture, like telling everybody that we saw UFOs. And when I hit post, my phone, for the only time ever, shut off, and the strobe light feature was on. So like my phone was off, but like my car was just blinking it like a disco good from the strobe light. And I was like, oh, what is going on? That was really weird.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
The only time that ever happened.
Yeah. So that's pretty unexplainable and strange, if you ask me. Alright. I won't go too deep into the theories behind this. We're just going to talk about our experiences today what we saw, what happened, without any speculation. And then if you have any questions or would like to hear about our speculations as to what these things are and what it means, let me know in the comments and maybe I can expand upon it. But this video is going to be more just what we witnessed, what happened. Alright, this one was crazy too. So we were with Kayla's dad and her dad's girlfriend at the Clearwater Music Festival in upstate New York. It's right on the Hudson River. Really cool. We had never been before. Her dad convinced us to go. Don't regret it. It was really cool. Awesome music, awesome vibes. We were watching. Do you remember the name of the band that he loved?
I don't.
It's not the Pretenders. No.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was like some obscure band that like tons of boomers really love.
They were filming a music video and I was in it.
Really?
Yeah, there's a camera going around the crowd. They filmed me dancing.
To be honest, it was almost like Jimmy Buffett vibes. It was cool. Like, I can see why people were into it. So it was on the main stage. It was like a big grass hill that you would sit on. Kind of like Woodstock. And to our right, which would be east, was the Hudson River. Like, on the other side of some trees and down a cliff was the Hudson River. And so while these people were playing, we turned to the right and we were pretty stoned, I think, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. I seem to remember that. And we saw a perfectly spherical, I think it was golden. Would you say it was golden?
Silver.
It's like metallic. I think it had a slight golden hue, but it was definitely metallic, like silvery goldish, like platinum. Perfect sphere ball. Perfect sphere ball. What?
You gotta remind me of the guy from Ancient Aliens right now with your hands.
It's a perfect sphere ball.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's probably aliens.
I actually think that guy's really cool.
I love him.
And I totally understand how he feels. So it's a perfectly spherical ball above the Hudson River. Like, anybody who was there could have seen it, but nobody was looking at it because they were all watching the music.
It was really close.
It was hard to tell how big it was. I'd say it was probably 3 to 4 feet in diameter. Pretty big. Like something like a person could have fit in there if their knees were tucked. And it was a small person.
Mm.
And it was going really slow. Like,
I think it was bigger, but then it was a little farther away.
it was pretty far. It could have been like 6 to 8 feet.
Mm.
It was pretty big. And it just floated slowly. Like it was watching the music almost. Just like catching the vibes.
Mm.
And slowly it just drifted. And I think it went behind some trees and we lost sight.
So, what's also funny about that is that I've seen it before. When I was walking Yoda, I saw it before one of my shifts during the day. I saw it like when I was on the other side of the Hudson, and it was like a clear sky, and it was just spinning. And I made an Instagram post about it after it happened. And so when my dad saw it, he's like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that." And he's like, "Yeah, but what the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, I think it's a UFO." My dad kind of talks like George Costanza. He's very like dramatic in New York. My dad had a video camera. He filmed it that day. He was like, "Oh my," he was like blown away. I was all like nonchalant, like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that UFO before."
I know that guy.
Yeah, he flies around here every now and then.
That's Donnie. So that was really cool. And that was like indisputable. You see some lights far away. You're like, I don't know. At nighttime especially, you're like, who knows what that was. This was like clear water, clear as day, middle of the day, blue sky, very visible, extremely visible. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it hits different when it's during the day.
Yeah. Alright, the next one is kind of a short one, but it was pretty cool. We were getting ready to go to Burlington, Vermont on our first little sleepaway vacation together when we were first dating. Burlington's really awesome. At least it was when we went in 2012. And I highly recommend anybody visit. It's beautiful, beautiful little town. And we go to the ShopRite in Tapan, New York, right? Or is it Old Tapan?
It was right across the street from the mall. What town is the mall in?
No. It was in Tapan.
West Nyack.
Alright. Somewhere up there.
No, definitely. No, I definitely remember. It was West Nyack.
Alright, West Nyack ShopRite. And we're about to walk in, and we look up in the sky, and it was kind of cloudy, but like a patch that was clear was a big, bright red light. Just huge. Like, it definitely was too big for a planet. Wasn't moving. And it was huge and very obviously red. So that was pretty cool.
It's so strange that something like that could be right above you, and people just walk by, go about their business. So it makes you wonder how many UFOs are visible, and people just don't look up enough. Because we're like, why is nobody else seeing this?
Yeah.
And we just went in and went shopping.
Yeah, and then we didn't see it when we came out. It was pretty cloudy.
Yeah.
I say, so a lot of people, I tell these stories to my friends and people I meet sometimes. It just comes up, and I have a lot of them, so I like to share. And they always say the same thing. They're always like, I've never seen anything like that. I wish I saw some things like that. I've never seen. But then I say, well, have you ever looked? And then they say, not really, no. Like, some people look at the sky. Like, they check out the stars a little bit. But, like, I very often look at the sky. I'm looking up at the stars and, like, expecting to see something strange.
Some people don't even know that you can see satellites.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You've never seen satellites?
Yeah.
Because they don't watch the sky long enough to see them go by.
Anyway, yeah, if you're interested in seeing anything strange, I recommend that you look. That's the first step. Alright. Next one. Okay, so Kayla and I had moved to San Diego at this point. And one of our favorite beaches to go to is Ocean Beach. And if you've ever been to Ocean Beach by the Dog Beach, it's heaven on earth. During the day, there are hundreds of dogs running around.
It's the best.
Just having a blast, running in and out of the water, greeting everybody, just playing. It's just the best place maybe in the whole world.
Well, one of. There's probably other dog beaches.
Right. So then at nighttime, it basically clears out. So we were like, and the beach goes pretty far back. Like the distance in the sand.
It's huge.
Yeah. So we were maybe like halfway back between the beach and this like nature preserve area. And we were just laying down looking at the stars. We brought a blanket and we're just like, all right, we're going to check out the stars tonight. So we're just looking at the sky, having a good time. And we saw some weird stuff, but nothing like, oh, that was definitely something strange, you know? Maybe some shooting stars, maybe some satellites. And then, bright light, about the size of a star, like a bright star, comes across the sky and then stops. As if it's in a constellation. It looked like a star was late for work, basically is what it looked like. Slowly across the sky, and then boop. And then it just stayed there and like went like with all the other stars.
And we were joking, we're like, we're on to you. We saw that.
I saw you.
I know you're not a star.
Yeah. It makes you wonder like how many of our stars are actually not stars. You know, could a lot of them be craft?
There's too many
just
to check.
like locked in orbit, kinda, you know?
You'd have to take the Starfinder app and like check each one.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's too many. You would never know. So that was really cool. We're like, I see you. I saw that.
Crazy. We got out of there. It felt a little like being watched.
Interesting.
We're like, alright. Time to go. Stars watching us.
Alright, the next one. We went on a vacation up to Cambria, which is like Central California on the beach. Beautiful little towns. We had a really awesome time. Kayla had a video from there, a Moonstone Beach video.
I have 2 videos. One of them you're in. The 360. Yeah. Magic Skies.
Yeah. And the other one was like collecting the moonstones from the Moonstone Beach. But our first, I think it was our first day there, right?
Ooh, I don't remember.
It was daytime.
Yeah.
It was daytime.
I was vlogging, but I never posted the vlog.
And we were going for a walk down the beach. And it sounded like an F-16 was taking off right next to us. I'm talking crazy loud. It was very windy. And it was like a jet engine was ignited and like a jet took off right next to us. But if you look around, there was nothing. There was nothing. It was just a beach, a little cliff on the beach. You could see both ways. There were no aircraft or anything like that anywhere. And it was very loud, as if it was like maybe like 30 yards away from us. It sounded like.
Yeah, so it was like some cloak ship.
We think it was like a cloak ship. Maybe.
There's a lot of UFO activity up in that area.
That area is known for UFO activity. Oh yeah, though.
We vlogged about it.
Yeah.
We were like, we just heard something. Like, UFOs are seen all the time. It would have been totally differently viewed back then than talking about it now. Now that UFOs are more commonly spoken about.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went. Oh yeah, that's what the video was about. We went to all the old like Lemurian temples or whatever.
Yeah, because they had a book of the map.
That was cool.
In downtown.
So yeah, that was wild. Loud. I'm talking really loud. Right?
Talk big tomatoes.
I'm talking really loud. Alright, the next one that I want to talk about was, some of these get jumbled up chronologically, but it was basically the same time period.
This would actually be before Cambria, but that's okay.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I didn't remember the exact timeline.
That's okay.
So we went to an alien-themed party, like a rave party, and it was really cool. Everybody was dressed up like different kinds of aliens, and we had a blast. And then danced our butts off. Just super cool. They had all sorts of really cool decorations. Great vibe. And then we left the party, and we were with Kayla's friend and her sister. And, you know, I was like hot and sweaty, so I laid down on this little brick wall, and I looked up at the sky. And I look up at the sky, and it was so weird. There were 2 perfectly parallel lines, like little dashes in the sky, very high up. Not moving, not doing anything. Just 2 parallel lines that look like, I guess, light.
They look like blue laser beams.
Yeah. But they were still perfectly still and just sitting in the sky.
Yeah.
So that was
like a net.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to speculate too much. But
Very strange.
That was very strange.
Mackenzie came over. She's like, "What is that?" We're like, "We don't know." That was her first time ever seeing anything strange.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've never seen anything like that. Like a lot of times we see lights and things that are moving, but this was perfectly still and just 2 parallel lines of like light colored in the sky.
Yeah, like this, like crosshatch. Well, the clouds kind of parted to expose that area, so we don't know actually how big it was because it was cloudy.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that was very cool. And then the next one, so a huge part of our UFO experience has been what's called CE5, which was started by Stephen Greer and some other people. And he had some documentaries that we saw really early on that influenced us to want to explore, you know, contacting and seeing
Yeah,
UFOs.
movie Serious. We watched it. We were still in New York.
Yeah.
We also watched The Hidden Hand when we were in New York. That was a big part of our ufology awakening.
So we use this technique, not exactly what he does, but I like to basically, I get into a relaxed state and I send a pillar of light out of my chest. I try to like raise my vibration as much as I can. Wait, what?
You're so cute. No pillar light from your little cute little heart.
So I try to raise my vibration as much as I can, and I send a pillar of light up, like straight up. And the idea is that like they can see the pillar and find you easier, basically. And so there's sometimes where I'll go outside and I'll be sitting there for like 10, 20, 30 minutes just thinking about my day, thinking about nonsense, not doing anything, just like waiting and watching, and I won't see anything. And then as soon as I remember this technique, fill my body with light and shoot the pillar, almost instantaneously I'll get a result. I'll see some kind of light, see some kind of craft blinking, disappearing, like shining, flashing, all sorts of things like that like maybe are explainable, but they correlate so positively with when I do this technique that it leads me to believe that it's something trying to contact me or responding to my vibration. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I like Peter Slattery's CA5 technique. I have his book, and I like how he adds extra intention and protection before performing CA5, which I think is kind of missing in Stephen Greer's protocol. But we also have the CA5 app where he has some recordings of sounds that they've recorded from crop circles and chanting inside the pyramids, and we've played those while meditating and also gotten results as well. Yes, I really like Peter Slattery's book. I can put the link in the description for his book if anybody's interested.
So yeah, when this happens, like, it'll be like nothing in the sky and then a huge bright flash right above me, and then it'll disappear, and then again in the same spot, huge bright flash, and then disappear.
During the day as well.
Sometimes during the day, yeah. As if to be like, hey, I'm here, I can't show myself too much, but I'm right here.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that contact happens through vibrations and consciousness and telepathy, not so much like having some kind of machine or certain telescopes or radar. A lot of UFOs are interdimensional or light ships, that they're not the nuts and bolts that you think about, like a flying saucer, like some are. But even the flying saucers, those are usually interdimensional, so there's this consciousness link which not everybody knows about.
Or takes into consideration. That's true. So, yeah. Okay, so it'll be the flashes. There'll be different colors sometimes. Sometimes I'll see something, like it'll look like a satellite, but then it'll disappear and then reappear and then disappear. Sometimes it'll look like a satellite, but it'll be like a little wobbly. Or sometimes it'll like totally change direction. Sometimes it'll be crazy bright and then like get not so bright. Sometimes it'll look like a laser, super fast, right across the sky, usually blue.
I saw the blue beam.
Yeah.
Shoot in Sedona. When I was in the passenger, though, you didn't see it, you were driving. Okay. But you saw something blue the night before, and you didn't tell me about it until I told you I saw a blue flash.
Yeah.
So it was like, 2 days in a row, they both had experience of seeing something blue in the sky.
So that kind of thing happened to me and us maybe hundreds of times, but it's like so like vague and like not clear what's going on that like it's hard to kind of keep track. But yeah, the blue light will just be like super fast, but it won't be like a shooting star, but like almost faster, and it'll go across the whole sky. super fast. Like it won't disappear. Like a shooting star will like kind of fade away usually. This will be the whole sky, and then, but it like won't disappear. It'll just go to the other horizon. So those are pretty cool.
We saw something similar to what we first saw on the beach together when we were in San Diego, like walking to the grocery store. Do you remember that? It was like it was during the day. It was 3 little orbs that dipped in out of the blue sky. Like not like out of the blue, like out of like the actual blue sky.
That's probably where that expression came from.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Not that specific one. I don't think I took pictures of it.
Okay, so that happened tons of times.
It was right above us.
A lot of times it would be like a super low orb of light that'll just eventually disappear. Like we had a bunch of helicopters going around our neighborhood, and it'll be like the same height as a helicopter might be, but then it'll just like either go off in one direction or disappear, or just like slowly fade away.
No sound, and I see a rainbow orb aura around them as well.
I just saw a shooting star or something over there.
Really?
Yeah, I saw something. This is like rainbow, right? You see it too? Look.
I'm trying to get on film.
Do you see in your naked eye? Do you see a rainbow
Oh,
around
look!
it?
Yeah, I see like a multicolored orb.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's really bright.
What is that shit?
Huh?
What is it?
It's really bright. It's not a plane. It's really low. Yo. Oh my god, I wish we had a good camera.
In San Diego, I used to lay on our roof all the time and try to make contact. Like probably at least 50 times, I'd say. Okay, and then another thing that happens to us all the time that we don't really keep track of as much is we'll be like meditating or in a, what is it called? Hypnagogic? Hypnagogic, I believe. Hypnagogic.
There's 2 different ways because there's like falling asleep and then there's waking up.
Okay, so basically when you're in that in-between state.
Hypnagogic.
When you're in that in-between state between awaking and dreaming, we both have experienced where we can see through the ceiling up at either an orb or a craft in the sky.
Or sometimes I'll just see the stars.
Mm-hmm.
But usually after I see the stars, then I'll see a light ship. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, for me it's usually like a big bright orb that I'll see right above me. And it's just if I can see through the roof.
I've even had it where like I'm hypnagogic and suddenly I'll see a daytime sky even though it's nighttime. So some kind of time travel vision as well.
Right.
So it's not even like the exact night sky above us. We're seeing just a sky, not the sky.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I think this next story is the most wildest story that has happened to us. I was microdosing on mescaline.
You talk about that stuff on your channel. Wow.
Kayla didn't care. Kayla didn't know, right?
I did not know, but I was on an edible. Yeah.
Okay, so she was a little trippy too.
Yeah.
And she's always a little bit trippy, like, naturally.
Yeah.
I don't like to tell people when I'm microdosing because I don't want them to treat me any different.
Yeah, I would start mothering you.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're okay. So let me vibe to it. So I don't tell people when I'm microdosing. Unless I start freaking out and then I need some mothering.
You don't freak out.
Very rarely. Anyway, so I think we were on our way to the beach, and we saw...
We still went to the beach later on, I think. Maybe we didn't. Well, oh yeah, he's giving her a pass. I saw something first where I looked up in the clouds that were behind me. I was walking, I had my little beach chair. I was gonna take it to the car, and I just had the sixth sense to turn around and see a portal open up and an orb come out. Like, it looked like a little gray dot expanded, and then a light orb came out. And I was like, what? And then I just was watching this orb chill out in this cloud for a bit. And did I show you that? Were you able to see that orb?
I didn't. I saw the orb, but I didn't see the portal. But
Okay.
I did see the orb briefly before the clouds covered it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now I remember. So we were watching an orb by the sun. So I was like, yeah, up by the middle of the sky. It was about noon, I guess. And we were watching that orb for a while with the neighbors, because we've been telling them that we see a lot of UFOs, and they told us to tell them if we ever saw anything. So they just came home. We called them over. We were watching it. And that was cool in itself. But then we saw a little tiny orb.
I think we saw the orb before we met the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the neighbors came home. But before we met the neighbors, we saw this. You go ahead and describe this.
Well, yeah. It looked straight out of Ghostbusters. It was just
So surreal.
this little orb, almost like a glowing dandelion poof.
To me, it looked like kind of like metallic, almost like the one we saw over the Hudson River, but much smaller.
Oh, that's how it looked to you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I saw it coming up over the garage, and I was like, wait, look, like it's an orb. And then I pulled out my phone, so I was like drifting.
Almost like a bubble might.
Yeah, and then when I pulled out my phone and I hit record, suddenly, whoop, it zipped, went super fast. I do have a video of that. I hopefully it's still on my phone.
Yeah.
I have to like slow it down to catch it, because
So that
it
was
went so
crazy.
fast.
So, yeah, it was
That's
like...
what really like solidified the weirdness of that date. That it was like, it like landed.
Right. It was like really close to us. Like 15 feet above our heads.
Yeah.
Maybe the size of like a cue ball, I'd say.
Yeah.
And moving slowly, but like not in a straight line. Kind of just floating. And then as soon as she takes out her phone,
Went so fast.
yeah. Like way out of
was
sight
incredible.
instantly.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And we were already tripping. So that was like, whoa.
Oh, you were tripping. I was just on an edible.
Yeah. But she's a trippy chick anyway. So then we're like, alright, let's see if we can see anything else. And we're chilling in the yard looking up at the sky. And that's when the neighbors came home and they saw us and we told them what happened.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we've never seen anything. Like, and we're looking up and it was kind of cloudy, but like, we couldn't really see anything. So we didn't see anything with them, unfortunately, because they really wanted to see something. They're super cool.
No, they saw an orb.
We thought maybe.
No, we were watching a little orb.
I don't remember that.
For sure, we were standing on their deck.
I remember that.
Yeah, they were seeing it.
Okay. But it was like kind of cloudy, so it was like maybe it was something, maybe it wasn't.
No, they were, I remember, they like,
They were into it.
yeah, they were stoked. Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that part.
Mm-hmm.
But, so after that, we both went to our houses, our respective houses. And then something, I forget, maybe we were going to eat something, I don't know.
I went inside because I had a dream 3 days before of a portal opening up in the clouds and spaceships coming out of it of all different sizes and like little orbs coming out of it. The dream was so vivid that I drew it. And also in the dream, there was this like, I don't know, like 5-foot sphere that landed and opened up. And it was all these little aliens that looked like they were from Planet Skeeter, like from Doug. They were all like blue little dudes. And they all looked the same. They were really polite, like very formal, like, oh, nice to meet you, pleasure. And just really like, kind of like how they would depict like elves talking in movies, just so polite. And they're all wearing little puffy coats, like that they're cold on our planet or something. And I drew all of that, and I was texting to my friend the images and telling her what happened. And,
The neighbor?
No, I was texting my friend on WhatsApp. Oh. And then you were like, Kayla, get out here.
Because I went back outside, or I stayed outside.
You stayed outside?
I went back outside. I think I went in for a minute, but then I was like, I'm having too much fun. I want to go back out.
Yeah.
And then, alright.
You're like, Kayla, get out here. And I look up, and it was like, they're here. Just like, right above the house. Like, well, I don't know, 20, 30 lights in the sky. And what we're like, kind of like in debate of what it means when you see a UFO like this. I've seen videos of UFO sightings like this. It's been seen over New York. It's been seen a lot of places where there's multiple lights in one area, and I've seen these psychics talk about it, that what you're seeing is a large ship, but only part of it is decloaked. They only show you the lights.
But I thought parachutists don't get that high, do they? Well,
That's really high.
Meaning like they just like sit up that high?
They're not like.
They're not really even moving.
They're in like
They're
such a
definitely not hot
perfect
air
formation. There's so many of them, dude.
Are
they-
Weird day, dude.
What the hell is
Did
that?
that
Oh,
come earlier too?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
is that, and you
God.
guys said,
That's what they say, rather than like thinking of it as like the sky is littered in a whole fleet of UFOs, that it's actually one large craft. That's what they say.
Okay.
So, but that was what was over the house. I have a video of me seeing it, and then I have a video of the neighbor seeing it. And also, something was seen that day on the beach. Someone saw something they posted on Twitter. I remember checking Twitter. But it was like far away from us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I saw that differently from the way she describes it. I saw what looked to me like a literal fleet of angels flying across the sky.
Well, yeah, they weren't always... I would agree, it wasn't always spherical. We had binoculars.
They were not, none of them were spherical. They all literally were the shape of an angel. It was like...
They were you didn't see them spherical at all.
They all looked like it was like a center, like body, and then wings coming off each side, and the wings would slowly flap.
I think it was morphing. I think it was like
It could have been changing shape.
when I was looking at it through the binoculars.
It was far enough where, even looking through binoculars, it was still like a little bit unclear.
There was 2 different groups of them that you'll see in the video.
But yeah, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like an actual fleet of angels flying in the sky together, all in the same direction.
You were like, they're angels.
I was like, I swear to God, they're angels, man. They're angels. That's what it looked like to me. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest with you. And then nobody else, saw that. You know what I mean? Like, it was fantastical. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, people probably did see it, but...
Maybe.
I mean, when you look on MUFON, there's sightings every day.
Yeah.
But, a lot of people see things, but they don't know to report onto MUFON. Or
We don't.
they're afraid of tweeting about it because they don't want to be seen as crazy or liars.
To me, you would think you would hear people people shouting down the street.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, look.
Well, when there was a sighting in New York, there's video like of the same thing we saw. People were shouting and pointing.
Wild. It was
Yeah.
insane. Absolutely insane.
Well, we saw that again in Mount Shasta. I saw it. You didn't catch it. I saw it just like cruising past the. I saw like in between the tree line.
That to me looked like one ship with just lights on the bottom. I saw it for a second.
When we were at the campsite, and then when we were driving at night
That's what I saw.
again, it was like the same thing where it was two groups of lights that were cruising.
Should I tell them the story? What happened or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, there was something going on where we were praying. So, for help and protection in that moment. So, when we saw those ships, it was like that our prayers and our telepathic outreach had been answered. So that was really epic.
We felt as if like our prayers had helped us change timelines into a more positive timeline, and that those
Could've.
entities were part of that shift with us.
You never know.
You never know. Okay, so yeah, that was absolutely insane. Alright.
So there's some little bonus ear licking sounds.
Yeah, you can possibly hear Yoda giving Lyra a bath in the background. Is
He-
either that or trying to knock down the door, so.
Yeah, we could add ear licking in the hashtags. This video.
If you guys want to see Yoda do ASMR, look on Kayla's channel, Cosmic Tingles ASMR, and there's a video from way back in the day of Yoda doing ASMR. It's really funny.
He's very talented.
It's so funny. Alright, so we love Sedona. We love going to Sedona. Every time we're there, we see or feel something crazy happens. One time we were there, and was this for the Grand Conjunction or no?
Which one? Which story? Because each time
The
we're there, we see
Merkaba.
something. The Merkaba? Potato, Merkaba. No, I don't think it was for. What was that? Saturn Jupiter eclipse? Like eclipsing?
They were, yeah.
Conjunction? No, I don't think it was. That was because that was December, and that would have been very cold. That was the second time we went.
Okay. So, this is the first time we went.
Yeah, because it wasn't cold.
We're on Airplane Mesa.
Is that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure. It's like right below the airport. Airport Mesa.
Okay.
Right below, like on the way up.
Yeah, you get to see into the valley, and then there's mountains.
There's like a little lookout on the way up to the airport. And Kayla saw it first. You describe it, you're better at it.
I first thought it was Arcturus, because Arcturus looks like it's blinking red and blue to me sometimes, depending on the position in the sky or whatever it is. And I was like, wow, Arcturus is popping off tonight. But then I saw it moving, and I was like, wait, what? And then it started just going up and down, and it was flashing so many colors, and this I also have on video. And then we could see that, yeah, it was like changing all geometric shapes and really incredible, like holographic colors. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was like morphing and like spinning through all the different like platonic solids. It almost looked like.
It's coming up on camera, babe. Lee.
Like a Merkaba, but it was also like diamond, and then like cube, and then like more round. It was like morphing really quickly through all these different shapes, and it was like rainbow lightning. I would say.
almost like Mario, like the star in Rainbow Road, and in a Mario Kart.
What?
No, like the in Mario Kart, the little question box.
Oh.
Like that kind of like. What is it called?
Color?
Yeah, almost. What is it called when like what a bubble?
Like translucent?
Not translucent. Like prismatic.
I know what you mean, but I don't know the word either.
Yeah, I would say prismatic.
So that was really cool, and hopefully we could put some footage of that. Another time in Sedona, we were skating.
Roller skating.
We were roller skating, and we look out. We were at like a school that's on top of a hill, and we look out into the canyons, and we see a full-on.
It was a big hill. It was more like a mountain.
Yeah, it's on top of a mountain. There's like a big park up there. It's not just it's like a mesa kind of situation.
Yeah, it's like really up there.
Yeah. And we saw full-on craft come through the canyon and then disappear into the canyon wall.
It was egg-shaped.
Yeah. And then disappeared into the
With no
canyon
sound.
wall. No sound. And then like 5 minutes later, a helicopter came through that area. Like a black helicopter. Like it was like following it and then lost it kind of thing.
Yeah, because we saw it. We were like, maybe it was just a weird helicopter or something.
Yeah.
But then when we saw a helicopter, we're like, no.
Yeah. It made a lot of sound.
Yeah, to contrast.
Yeah. It made no sound. Just like, saucery, egg-shaped. Boom. Right into the canyon wall. Disappeared.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Alright, and then more recently, since we moved here, we've had some sightings too.
Magnificent. This may be my top. Other than the because those lights that we've seen, I've seen it online, but I've never seen anything like this story online. Never.
You want to tell me?
You can.
Alright, so I sometimes will go out and see E5 without Caleb.
Well, I was inside watching Alex Collier, though.
Oh, yeah. So she was watching a guy talk about this kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, he's an Andromeda contactee.
Yeah, Alex Collier. That's the nicest dude. And whether or not you believe what he says, it's like mind expanding. Kind of like increases your, I don't know, your ability to think outside the box kind of thing, I guess. And like, for me, it like helps raise my vibration.
It's really out there, but it also feels grounding. When I speak to him, it's like a very, like, reminiscent, like, to my soul. It like reminds me of like my mission on Earth. So it's like really grounding, even though it's really out there.
So I was outside on the deck, and I was like, alright, so a lot of times I'll be watching these guys talk about it, and I'll be like, I don't want to talk about it or listen to it. I want to go see it. And I'll just be like, alright, I'm going to go meditate, or alright, I'm going to go outside. It like inspires me. I'm very mutable, extremely influenceable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go outside, and she keeps watching. And then maybe 5 minutes later, if that, it was almost instantaneously, I see a V-shaped / boomerang-shaped. It was like the front of what looked like a cloak ship. So it was like slightly distorted light.
It wasn't really V. It was more
A boomerang.
Yeah. Well, not. I don't remember like a point like that. It was smooth there.
Yeah, it was like the front of a round-ish craft was going directly over our house.
It was glowing blue in the front, like a jellyfish, and it like tapered, like after the crest, to like where you could see that there would be more ship. Yeah, kind of like how you see like a crescent moon, but it was like more soft and diffused and
But you could only see like the outline.
jelly-like. Yeah.
You could only see like the front outline of it.
Massive.
Like pretty close to the ground.
That must have been like a mothership.
I don't know if it was
Well,
some of the
yeah,
motherships are gigantic.
Well,
It was pretty big.
it wasn't like a small Scout. It was huge. It took up like almost all of our view. I drew a little picture of it for what it looks like.
And then we saw another one right after that, a little bit further away,
Yeah.
and a little bit higher in the sky.
Yeah, and that was little. It went up.
I think it was just like further away. I think it was the same
Oh
size.
yeah. It was but it was, and it went really fast.
Yeah.
So and I tried to take video of it. Did not come up on camera. All it is like a black sky and me like just saying "Oh my God" over and over again. there's nothing on that, but that was phenomenal.
That was
You were
really
like,
cool.
"Come out here." I was like,
Oh yeah, I was like,
oh.
Kayla, come outside now. V-shaped craft. But it wasn't a V-shaped craft. I was like, V-shaped craft right above the house.
Yeah.
And she like throws away her blanket and is like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. I grabbed my phone.
So that was really dope. And then another similar instance, I went for a run. And I didn't get very far. I got up the street, turned to the right, to my left, pretty low in the sky, are big, bright red lights moving in a straight line across the sky, one after another, but they were fairly spaced out, and they were very low in the sky, like a plane or like a helicopter might be. One after another. I saw like 3 or 4, and I was like, that's it, I gotta go get Kayla. So I sprinted back as fast as I could. Then opened the door, I'm like, Kayla, you gotta come with me. Right?
Yeah.
And then we both ran up the hill, turned the right,
They're
and I was
still
like,
there.
oh, they're gone. And then I saw another one, I was like, yes, they're still here.
They were like like an orangey red. I got that on. I videotaped that, but it didn't show the vibrancy of them on my camera.
What? You can't see that, it's right on camera. Oh my gosh. It's so red.
Come up to the corner, you said disappear. There you go. Here comes another one.
What is happening?
Yeah, let's go to school.
What? It's like a parade.
This video's not as good as it could be.
Yeah, it's like through the trees.
Disappear in that direction.
Just like a little bit.
Very, very bright orangey red.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a whole line of them going across the sky. Pretty low in the sky.
When we were at your dad's house, I saw an orangey red in the sky. I don't know if I called you to see it or not. You might have been sleeping, actually. Yeah, I thought that was just stationary, and then it just disappeared.
Okay. So that was really cool.
Yeah, there were so many of them.
And then the last thing that happened to us fairly recently that was like very phenomenal was we were outside doing C5 in our lawn chairs, looking out towards our yard, towards the back, towards our trees. And you describe it.
Well, I saw something that Lee missed, where there was this like kind of like a sparkler firework. It's like, yeah, like the ones that like sparkle, you know? It went like that, but went up.
In
in the sky.
No noise.
Like a no noise. And in like a spiral. Went up like a DNA spiral. And then after that, we saw it was about 3 feet diameter in the trees, where it was this like neon green glow, kind of like what you would see from a firefly, but like if there was like a swarm of like 100 in one ball.
Or a freaking huge one.
Yeah, big one, like the size of like a groundhog.
The size of a pizza.
And it was just lighting up like this 3-foot area in the trees, and like drifting. We're like, what is that? It feels like a dream of like thinking back to this moment. There was a couple different spots where they were just like lighting up. It's very, very like fairy-like. It felt like we like entered fairyland. And yeah,
That was very cool.
the color of it was very sci-fi, like really like sci-fi neon green.
Along the lines of that dream-like state, I think that that's like a prerequisite almost for getting really cool contact, is like the ability to enter into a dreamlike state while maintaining consciousness.
Theta waves.
And like, yeah, delta and theta, while maintaining a state of like love and like a really high vibrational state. If you can do both of those at the same time and send out the intention, like Kayla said, make sure you're putting up like clear intentions of like, I only want beings who are for service to me in love and light.
Yeah, and are here to help humanity.
Here to help me. You have to be like explicit about it. Or if you want to. Sometimes I don't, and I haven't had any negative experiences, but
Yeah, but it's
some
still
people
good.
like to be safe.
I like,
Yeah, Kayla likes to be safe.
yeah.
So yeah, that dreamlike state is super important. And where the magic happens, so to speak.
Makes me wonder, are we even calling them, or are we just thinning the veil and we're just seeing what's been there the whole time? Maybe they're everywhere. Are we just creating a bubble where the veil has thinned? We're just seeing what has been there the whole time.
From what I hear, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
We
probably
have
both.
to do the calling, and they also have to do their own like work to like lower their, or like alter their vibrational state so that they can like see us. So it's like a two-way.
Yeah, we have to meet them halfway.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they're not like super close to us, because their frequency would be too jarring for us. They have to work their way to us slowly, just by being little orbs far away, and
But if you're on
come closer and closer.
But if you're on mescaline, you can see a whole fleet of angels right above your head, flying so beautifully and slowly right above your house.
Well, I mean, in a way, you know, some extraterrestrials have angelic presence. So
Yeah, like what's the difference between an angel and an extraterrestrial, right? Is that it's just like a different perspective?
well, they're both gonna be off-world. They're both gonna be from a different dimension.
I've heard this there are like some beings that are like specific to Earth, like a kind of like guardian of Earth kind of situation, and that those could be considered angels.
Well, I think we all have our own guardian angels as well, like assigned to us.
For sure. But like the original creators of like the Earth and the planners of the whole situation.
Mm.
I don't know. This is
The
what I've heard.
Watchers.
Yeah. This is what I've heard. But who knows? Who knows what it was? Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed our stories. Go check out Kayla's channel if you haven't. Cosmic Tingles ASMR. She's the best. And then she also has Cosmic Tingles vlog channel. Which
And my new website.
Oh yeah. Well, I
you're-
make appearances on Cosmic Tingles vlog channel.
Oh yeah, you're great.
Yeah.
You're great on my vlogs.
And she also has started a website called CosmicTinglesHealingCenter.com, where she will be providing energy healing services as well as different classes and things of that nature.
Sound baths, shamanic journeys,
Energetic healing,
yoga classes.
all sorts of different things. She's extremely well knowledged in the healing arts. She's done so much research, so much learning over the years, and she's ready to put it to good use. So if you're interested, head on over to CosmicTinglesHealingCenter.com. You got anything else down?
I have my own stories. One day I'll do a video like this on my own channel. I told one UFO story in my last supernatural video. And yeah, I have some tales to share as well.
She's been going through it ever since she was little.
Yeah, my first sighting when I was 10.
Yeah, she got some really cool stories. She has a video, 2 videos or 1 video. She always
2.
out on her channel about paranormal stuff already. If you want to check those out too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, ask any questions you want. And if you want me to do a video expanding on these kinds of concepts and what...
Oh yeah, tell us your questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions about what happened or if you want to share your own experiences, I would love to hear about your experiences in the comments. And I will see you next time. Thank you.